Go ahead, go ahead.
No. I'd like to call this special meeting of the San Mateo County Harbor District Board of Harbor Commissioners
Still a little bit.
to order at 10 o'clock, May 23rd. Commissioner Domerat, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Oh, God, it was. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A roll call, please.
Commissioner Slater Carter,
Present.
Commissioner Jane Collins,
Present.
President Mateusz,
Present.
Commissioner Zemke,
I'm
Domerat.
Present. Right, this is the time when we take public comments for items not on the agenda. So do we have any members of the public who wish to address the Harbor District on something that's not on today's agenda? Right, moving right along. On to discussion, consideration to increase rates and fees effective July 1st. And Director of Finance, Van Hoff, this is your item.
Good morning, President Mateusz, Commissioners. This item was first heard in the April 17th, 2024 Harbor Commission meeting. At that time, staff was directed to proceed with noticing a public meeting for the adoption of the rates and fees. We did that, and we also sent out notifications to all the berthers that the rates and fees would be heard at the next meeting, which was on May 15th. On May 15th, the Harbor Commission directed staff to bring this discussion item back, and then to also reach out to the commercial fishermen to ask them to attend and respond. So it does look like some of those commercial fishermen are here. And the 3.7% is the published CPI for the last year, and that was the recommendation. Currently, there's about $138,000 of revenue that would be added to the budget with that 3.8% increase in the fees. Pass it back over to the board.
President Mateusz, to address the concern of Commissioner Shankarali about notice. The special meeting was noticed by emailing our normal email list for the agendas. It was also specifically mailed to the Half Moon Bay Seafood Marketing Association. And it was also emailed to all tenants of Pillar Point and Oyster Point specifically.
Thank you.
So it was published in several locations, and then was also posted at Pillar Point and Oyster Point and this building.
Thanks. Thanks, Jim.
Right, well, we do have some public comment on the issue. So Frank Souza. We do have the letter you sent to the commission that was received at the previous meeting, and it's in our packet today.
Okay, good. And we just think that maybe you guys could consider not increasing this year with a salmon disaster in the last 2 years. And I know that there was some comments about the fishermen receiving payouts, but nobody has been paid from last year's disaster or this year's disaster. And the average commercial salmon trawler relief is $8,800. And the lowest is going to be $27. They're definitely seeing a huge impact now for fishing activity. You can see the harbors, just people doing maintenance, and there's not really any fishing activity that is highly profitable at the moment. And I think that The charter boats are the ones that seem to have gotten big payouts on not fishing salmon if they get paid. You know, again, nobody's been paid, or do we know when they're gonna receive those checks? And it's in review for at least another 120 days, when who knows what they're gonna come up with at that point. And we didn't choose not to go salmon fishing. That was results of the modeling, and that's what CDFW and NIMS and Pacific Fisheries Management recommended, that closure. And the possibility of fishing wouldn't have covered a fuel bill for the first thing of what harvest would have been. Harvest would have been like 40 fish per boat for a thing. I mean, 40 fish is one hour of a day to a fisherman who's doing it for a living. That's not viable. $4,000 for your whole summer. So I think these guys could really use a shot in the arm of good faith of not raising the increase for this year. Thank you.
Porter McHenry.
Hi, thanks for having this special meeting. You know, it shows that you guys are interested in the commercial fishing. It's much appreciated. You know, we feel a little bit beat up upon, going through major struggles in crab with whale entanglements. Salmon's been shut down. And, you know, it's nice to see you guys taking the time to have input and listen to us. It's appreciated. You know, I understand you guys got to run this district. You need income and you've got expenses and everything's expensive. You know, a lot of fishermen are struggling, and if you can make it work with, you know, taking it easy on the fishermen, it'd be much appreciated. You know, we're seeing the harbor, you know, spend big money on some new property, stuff like that. You know, as a fisherman, I like to see if we could, you know, really push these dock improvements. We've got some of the worst just docks up and down California. Definitely better than Moss Landing, but a lot of the other ports have got new, nice cement, modern docks to fit, you know, deeper, bigger fishing boats. Nice to see some new commissioners. I don't think we've met. That's
Actually, I knew you when you were about that.
but I think that is also a sign of things running better than they have in the past, where I had to come to a lot of meetings and speak up a lot. So keep up the good work, and thanks for, you know, thinking of the fishermen.
Rick, can you just, for all the commissioners' knowledge, tell them who you are?
Porter McHenry. I'm one of the leaseholders on one of the offloading docks. I've got 3 fishing boats, I guess now, hopefully less soon. Yeah, been fishing 20 some years. My father fished here since before the breakwater. So it's kind of, I'm ingrained here. Thank you.
Export.
Every day.
Okay. Thank you, like I said, for having the opportunity here. What brought me along with 3 points, I got the email with a number of disaster relief of 319,000. I'm sort of, geez, I wish. Frank sort of reiterated it better there. I thought, geez, you know more than us. I gather that would be for the lead party boat out of San Francisco that's at Bolinas every day. You know, you got the number from there and it's spruiked out here, which is incorrect. Where Frank sort of put the numbers out there, there's not much in this. So I think you can just put a big texter through 319. The other thing that was mentioned was new technology. Geez, yeah. Well, I'm part of this new technology, and basically, so you're up to speed with new technology, it's something being pushed on us, this pop-up stuff, where it's being shoved down our throats. And I'm giving it a go this year. And normally we're fishing crab because of the whales until the end of June. And it's not, this new technology is an experiment for 2 years. And I can tell you right off the bat, it's one, it's dangerous. Two, it's slow. It just, our normal methods of fishing are the way to do it. This, and it can only be done in fair weather. If you got to think of the safety of your crew doing this. Well, you've been around, Tom. You want to follow a rope with 10 pots on it? All right? That's it. That's what you got to do. Follow the rope. And you don't want to be doing that in anything. So that's the new technology. All right, and the fees, yeah, I brought it up. I'm just looking and Half Moon Bane's real estate is sort of where I'm thinking you guys at the moment. I've been going on, Jim, with you about the docks. And yes, it's next on the agenda, but the agenda keeps shifting. It keeps shifting. No, new idea here, new idea here. Nothing's happening about the docks. That's it. I pretty much say it from before your predecessor, from where the docks start from the harbour office. Gee, we got a new set of handrails. That's about it. And that's eons. And I've been barking on about this for ages. And yous are off turning into real estate agents. We've got a harbour to run. Got up there, but we do need a hand because there ain't much money coming. That's it. You know, I've had a go at this experimental thing this year, but it's not much money. I'm just keeping a crew and keeping the meter ticking for them. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not going to be making money out of this. And I wish you were right with $319,000, but that's fairyland. The Franks pretty much give the figures there. Yeah, so we're asking for a break. That's all. Thank you.
Steve Trousseau.
Morning. It's nice to see you guys again. You know, this isn't my first time here. Maybe this is more of a reminder. You know, my personal opinion, I came here before with issues that are very important to our community. This rent increase is another one. These guys are broke. I mean, go down there. You can roll a bowling ball down the pier at any time. There's nothing going on down there. You know, and I don't think this maybe is necessary at this time. Maybe somehow you defer it or you find a different way to do it. I'd like to see some maybe more listening on a personal level. I mean, coming here and talking to you guys, it's like talking to a bowl of fruit. The fruit listens, but nothing really seems to happen. You know, and it can be kind of frustrating because, you know, our safety issues have not been addressed. And now this rent increase thing, hopefully this will get addressed, get deferred, you know, find a different way of coming up with some revenue. Maybe we can sell the land that we just bought for more money. Hey, guys, thank you. I say I went short. You know, I know you guys don't want to hear, you guys do not want to see me or hear what I have to say, but thank you guys.
That's not true.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate you coming. If I knew you were coming all the time, I'd bring cookies.
Oh, that would be so grand. That would be. If you want to do this in a smoke-filled room, no, I'm not sure.
No.
I'm not sure if our audience is like, you know, you'd want the lectern and
No.
the chair and the desk to hear what's going on in here.
We don't do smoke here.
Okay.
We also had a public comment from Jim Anderson and sent us a copy of an article from the Mercury News. And that was salmon fishing banned off the California coast for the second year in a row. So since you heard about that 319,000, we did a little further research. And we've actually got the spend plan from Barry Tom, Executive Director, Pacific States Marine Fisheries Commission. You're correct, 319 was the top charter boat. However, to correct Frank Souza, 556 people with salmon vessel permits are going to get $8,452,129. So that's an average payout of $15,201.67. In addition, Frank mentioned that, pardon me?
That'll do a whole lot. Yeah.
And well, it's also dependent on how many fish you caught. So the active fishers will get more. Those that didn't catch much won't get much. The Harbor District, Frank, you said hasn't been working with you. Last year, we cut the rent in or the percent increase in half. And we have tried to work with you. One of the suggestions, we did query other harbors when you said that other harbors weren't helping fishermen. And we don't have much of a response on anybody doing more than we are. In fact, no one's giving a discount greater than we are at 15%. So they're just bringing you up to speed on what the Harbor District is doing for the commercial fishermen. One of the things, Sonoma got a tranche of money to help the commercial fishermen. They got that from the Board of Supervisors. And one thing that I would recommend is that you make an appeal to the Board of Supervisors for some money. And one of the things that possibly could be used, you're a fishing organization, you know more than I do, but look at how much the farmers and farm workers are getting, and aren't fishermen farmers of the sea. And I don't see why you couldn't appeal to the Board of Supervisors and come up with a pot of money, and the same with the county parks. That's what other places have done. But at the same time, it was requested we came up with a statement here on our expenses, and we have tremendous expenses as well. You mentioned not getting the docks done. Your commissioners were in Washington, D.C., visiting a number of congressional offices, asking for increases in WRDA. We talked about Port Infrastructure Development Plan, working waterfronts. So we're actively trying to get the several million. I was asking for 150 million. I've told a lot of people I need 100 million. We're hoping for as low as 50 million. But this is how we get the money. We can't just reach into our pockets and suddenly say, yep, we've got new docks coming. We've got to pay for them also. We've been working towards developing the harbor and trying to improve things at the same time. So does somebody want to detail the expense sheet?
I can do that.
All right.
So these numbers are published publicly in our budget already. I just pulled,
This is what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's.
Do we have copies for each of the members in the audience? They each need a copy.
Can I comment on what you said?
sure.
Yeah, well, a lot of the stuff you're saying, stand up, is honest to God, just pie in the sky. Oh, gee, we're gonna join ag, you know? Oh, gee, we just go down there and ask them. That is a whole lot of damn politics, and it is being approached now. All right, the idea come up in Washington, leases with the PCFFA, but it's a slow process. And sure, I agree with it too, because we no longer just go out and harvest and bring it in. Now we're segmented and politicized, and look at us now, the fishing industry. So what you're mentioning there compared to what we're saying now is just pie in the sky. All right, and your dock. Okay, we got to get, I heard that a decade ago. Your exact same, not your speech, but the same speech a decade ago. And we'll wander out and you'll increase the rates. All right, it was a decade ago, and meanwhile you're buying this, buying that. Steve had a good idea. Might be novel to you to actually sell something for profit. There's a go.
All right? I'm just hearing a speech. That's it. Nothing will happen. You'll increase the rates and off we toddle, going down there scraping. We sure as aren't getting a profit of 3.7% on what we're earning now. It's down. Way down. All right, so usual pat yourselves on the back and give yourselves a raise. But just make that sure.